Welcome to these new episodes where Motto You Sainthood, where we touch on people in faith and more. He is your director, Felix Carpio and Alfredo Tejada. How you doing, Felix?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent, doing good.
Nice.
Blessed.
Nice. I'm very happy to hear that.
Blessed by the best. So we have a very, very dynamic topic today where we are touching on the question, why is the youth leaving the church? What do you think?
That's a great question. Honestly, I think that church has become very, I would say, people say call it boring. And it shouldn't be so. I've heard that many youth leave the church because they don't feel welcomed. They feel judged. They feel like someone's always in their shoulder, and that's something that the church needs to really take a look at. Now, in my experience, I haven't felt that way because being a Hispanic, it's a lot different to be a Hispanic than going to all American church. What has been your experience in this walk of faith?
My experience has been good for the most part. I have distanced myself from the church many times, but I still, Jesus finds his way to still make me come back to church. Church is that place where us, the sinners, we go, we are humble enough to go and sit down, acknowledge our sins. We are able to read on the word, listen to the word, digest it, listen to the priest to see how we can implement that word into our lives and how does it make an impact, for us. So the reason why I think the youth has been leaving the church is because people don't want to follow the traditional patterns. People do not want to do what their mom and dad did or what their ancestor did. People wants to do their own thing nowadays, where they feel that I no longer want to. I have this thing inside of me where I just gonna do my own thing, and I feel like I'm entitled to live my life the way that I want to live it, and I get myself involved in all these social events where it doesn't allow me to make time for church anymore.
Yeah. Now, I do know that church right now has been replaced by sports. Have you ever seen the youth really stray away from church because they're going to sporting events or they play sports? I feel that Sundays now are more an eventful day, a day where people try to get involved in sports, maybe get involved with the family, but it doesn't have to do with church anymore. And I think that's very sad. I don't know what has your experience been, but I know many of my friends, they, I tell them about church on Sundays, and they always have plans. They always have something to do. They always have, this big agenda for the Lord's Day. So, can
So
you,
true.
yeah, can you
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more?
Yes, no, you're right. A lot of people have, especially if you have kids, you have families, the kids only play during Saturday and Sundays where you have to take them. And it's not that sports are bad and, sports are seasonal in churches uh, uh, the whole year, right? But the there is a there is a very meaningful um, substance that you actually take away when you don't, especially during the week when you don't practice the word, you don't listen to the word, you don't read the word, and then you also miss on that day of celebration where you should be um, giving a day for God, your Creator, which is way more important than anything else. And I believe distraction is killing people. Distractions, people have a very short amount of attention. 3 seconds is too much. An hour, imagine 2 hours sitting down there just trying to listen to somebody else and just being with other people that are falling asleep. So there is a lot of things that we can point at that we can say this is why people are leaving the church. But there are also a lot of more things that we can emphasize, like the word of God. We can emphasize how dynamic church can be sometimes. We can focus on on the chorus, the songs and everything. Just be more participant, um, so you can be, so you can have a better experience in general.
Yeah, you're right. And something that we can do as young adults, it's really live our faith. You know, we make a greater impact by living our faith, allowing people to see that it's beautiful to follow the Lord. It's the best thing that we can do as young adults.
It can be fun. It's not only, oh, if I follow the Lord, I'm gonna take all the phone away. I cannot do X, Y, and Z or whatever. But the most happiness in the moments of happiness that we have in this life, they're just they're more joyful
Yeah,
when
of
you
course.
do it in with Jesus Christ in your heart, for
I
sure.
I think a lot of young adults and a lot of youth think that church is all strict, strict, strict by the rules.
Follow a pattern, follow the rules.
Yeah,
Don't do this, don't do that.
don't
You
do
cannot
that.
go dress a certain way, and that's what our people are trying to avoid. They want to avoid rules. They don't want to follow patterns, old tradition.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to create their new way.
But something that is very good is that when you follow um, you know how the church works, how it's been working for over 2,000 years, you find beauty,
Mm.
you find love, you find connection, you find even your ancestors, how they behaved. You see your life unfold in different ways in your life when you actually take some time and analyze how the structure of the masses, or all those great scientists and artists, how they thought about uh, their craft. And it's very important to for the youth and for people to realize that rules are not bad. They're meant rules are meant for safety. Rules are meant for to have, I would say, even communing with others, because if you're breaking the rules, if you're making chaos, people are not gonna like you. An example is um, a train, right? A train goes on a railroad, and the rails are there to put order. Now, if that rail is no longer there, the train will go off a cliff, will diverge, and you can make this same example with rules. You have a rule and you're following it, you will always be in the right path. You will never diverge. You will never, fall into a pit. And as I said, you will be in communion with others. You
Mm-hmm.
won't be a rebel. You won't be. breaking laws and getting in trouble. So that's really what I think about the terms of having rules and following them.
Absolutely, and even in the Bible, we can see that Jesus is a God of rules. Once you don't have rule into anything, everything will fall apart because now you're just living in the wildness, right? In the wildness. Um, yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Tell me, let's go a little bit more into details. What are some excuses that people are saying nowadays just to not go to church?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Uh, People are saying
Which one have you heard?
I don't like why do I need to go to church? Excuse number one.
I don't like the people. A
Yes,
lot of people say I don't like the
I
people
don't like the people.
that are in church or whatever.
Exactly. Um,
And now let me ask you: do we go to church for the people, or because of the people?
no, no. Another thing is they also say there's a lot of hypocrites in church.
Yeah,
Have you ever heard that?
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
There's a lot of sinners in church. And, I like to tell them, you know, yes, the church is full of sinners, and there's still room for more sinners to come in, just like you.
Yeah, so church is this place where we are all sinners, we are all the same, and my sin just because maybe is smaller than yours or maybe who knows is bigger than yours doesn't mean it's I'm a better person, you know. A sin is a sin no matter how big it is. So church is the only place. It's like a hospital. The only place that we go to to get this new spirit, so we can become a new creature, just like Jesus Christ is telling us. And it's this place where sinner goes. We all rejoice together. We all sing together, and we all listen to the word together. And we listen to a beautiful message that our priest can narrow it down for us, that can serve us for the week or can serve us for the day. And there's so much thing that can happen with there.
Yeah, we learn from others. Being in community is beautiful because our elders usually give us advice and lead us in the right path. Tell us, I did this when I was young, and this is what happened to me. I see you going in the same direction, and I don't want that happening to you. And that's not bad. That's actually great because you want to be standing on shoulders of giants. You don't want to be standing on shoulders of midgets.
Wow. Yeah. What are some other excuses that people say to not go to church? They've been saying, what it is. Oh, I have an event. There is always an event that happens, especially on Sundays or maybe Saturdays. If you go Saturdays, then it don't matter. There is what other things people be saying?
Um, they also say like, I don't like the music.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that. Your music is boring. I'm like, you haven't even heard. You haven't even. That's an
There's a
excuse.
difference between hurting
Yeah,
and listening.
like that's the biggest excuse ever. Like they don't even know about the church and the faith, and they're already like putting these
Judging.
these
Yeah.
obstacles. So I don't understand it really.
You know what's a good one? Um, I'm not going to give my money to the priest,
Oh my
and I'm not
goodness.
gonna give my money to the
Yes.
church.
Yep.
Um, and this is huge, and it happens all over the world. People don't want to attend to church, or people don't want to attend to a service, just because they feel that they need to give a X amount of dollars, or the that church is gonna take my money.
Hmm.
That money, I promise you, it will go. some way, somehow, out of your bank account. It will not stay. The more you save, there was always something will happen. You don't give it away. What's going to happen is that your car is gonna break down. You're gonna have a family emergency. Some way, somehow, that money is gonna come out of your pocket.
Yeah.
We are meant to be fruitful, and we are meant to be generous. So you know, and it's not the more you have, the more you have to give, is from what comes from the
Yeah.
heart. If there is any church out there, because there is a bunch where you have to give them 10%, or they had to give you a net amount. We don't follow those religion, or we don't attend to those. But in our faith, in our religion, as Catholic, we are we are called to give, and we give from what we have at the moment, or for what our heart tell us to give.
Now, there's also a thing about giving. It's not about the money you give. It's with one intention you give the money. Um, it's not so much of you benefiting the one that you're giving to, but it's more of benefiting yourself from being attached to things, being attached to this
Yes.
security.
Mm-hmm.
Money is a security to the world. People rely on money, but when you give, it's like you're taking yourself away. You're detaching yourself from being
Yeah.
uh, this person that just cares about the money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's also spiritually healing to the person that gives.
Yes. And there are blessings that come out of being generous. And even the Bible says, um, I forgot in what verse or in what content, but basically in those lines, that if you're generous, you give to the people in need, I will bless you. And if I give to somebody else, or if I give to anyone, expecting that they're gonna give me something back, or they're gonna bless me back, I rather get the blessing from God and donate to God.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if God says He's gonna bless me from what I give, I'd rather get the blessing from Him than give it to somebody else and they give me a blessing in return. I'd rather have it from God.
There is, in no religion, there is no religion that prohibits or says that giving is bad. No
No.
religion.
Yeah.
You know.
And usually people like people that are generous.
Yes. Yes.
If you're generous with your family, generous with your friends or whatever, people like you just because you're generous.
Exactly. Um,
Yeah.
some even say that because you're generous, it will come back to you
Mm-hmm.
in different
Exactly.
religions.
Karma,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
It would say, oh, if you give, it'll come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, that all came from Jesus.
Literally, yeah.
That all came from Jesus,
Literally.
and it's beautiful to really think about, have that intention of giving. Like the woman in the Bible, this poor old lady, she only had like a cent or two, but that's all she had.
She
And
give
she
with the heart and the intention.
and she gave that to the church, and Jesus said, "This woman has given more money than any of the Pharisees that have come here to give money because they were rich. This woman was poor. She gave everything she had. These rich people would come into the temple and they would give 10%. That's it. So, really, it's with the intention that you give it.
Yeah. And we're not saying to the people, hey, go ahead and give all your money to the church. No, no, we're not saying that. You're gonna give for what comes from the heart. Sometimes giving it to the to Jesus, because it's gonna go back to him either way. Giving it to him may be somebody asking you for money in the streets, or somebody asking you for a piece of bread. That is basically him calling you itself. You know, uh, you can. There's this thing that says you can. How can you love God that you have never seen, and you hate your brother that you have seen?
Ah,
How can you say that you love him
yeah,
without even loving the brother that is around you, that you can actually see him?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There is so much that we can take out of that context, that can just switch our daily, perspective of how our day goes.
Yeah, you're right. And you can
Hmm.
also give your time. You
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
there's a lot of ways you can give your,
Hmm.
your talents, offer up your talents.
Sometimes you have a piece of clothes that you don't haven't wear for a whole year. If you haven't wear a piece of clothes for over a year, and sometimes two, you will never wear it. Somebody will just donate it.
Yeah,
Donate it to somebody that needs it.
and there's a lot of people that need it. A
Hmm.
lot more, more than we can think of, honestly. Um, you never know what another person is going through. Just offer it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What other excuses do we have that people say to not go to church nowadays?
Oh, one excuse is I gotta go get, for man, I got a haircut appointment. Or for
Hmm.
woman, I gotta go get my hair done. I have an
Yeah.
appointment to get my nails done.
I need to be ready for the week.
Yeah.
They
And,
take something to get ready for the week.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
for the week or weekend. There's always an event. There's always
Yeah.
something.
So what we're saying is there will always be something to do outside of us even going to church. There will always be a party that we need to
Yeah.
attend, and an event that we need to attend, a family member that call us. There will always be something.
Honestly, going to church is a choice. You leaving something to go to church, it's a choice, you know. And a lot of people don't take that choice. A lot of people prefer going to an event or getting ready for the weekend than to go to mass. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
and I really think that people should be, have that hunger to unite themselves to Christ because He wakes us up every
Wow.
day.
Hmm.
He nourishes us every day with health, with strength, and the least you can do is dedicate an hour.
Your gift and everything that you have, it wasn't because of you. It was because it was given to you. If you are a smart person, it wasn't because you're a smart person. It was given to you. If you're wise, if you're diligent, if you are a handyman, if you are whatever you are, you know, every gift that you have, it wasn't because of you. It was given to you.
It was given for a purpose.
Yes, it was given for a purpose. Later on, people sometimes find the purpose very late in life, but that's why we come to Christ, so we can find it early, and we can have a more fulfilling and more joyful life early on. Because there's a Bible says this Bible saying that the Bible reading that says, um, "Bless," or something like that. Bless is the finding your youth or something.
Finding youth.
Yeah, blessed are the ones who find me in their youth,
Oh,
and don't find me like later on,
yes,
late in
yes.
life.
Yeah, a lot of people say, I look for Jesus when I'm old, when I'm older,
Mm-hmm. No,
and that doesn't make sense.
there are only. I have always said this. There are only two ways that people come to Jesus. They either come voluntarily for love, just because they love, or they come to Him, um, from like hurt, when they hurt, when something bad is going on. So there are only two ways. I mean, if something's going very good for you and you have a decent life, or you're okay, it's better to come to Him when everything is good than just wait for everything to turn bad, because it will turn bad. It happens to everyone. It doesn't mean because we follow Jesus, it's not going to be bad for us either. No, we're all in a challenge. While we're living, we are going to go through a lot of battles. Sometimes the people are following Jesus, we go through hardest battles. Who knows? The devil's attack us the most.
It might be worse.
It might be worse, yes, but you will go through some hardship in your life. It's just what him inside of us just better, you know. He can take care of our weight.
And the more you know Christ, the more you get to know yourself. The more you know
Absolutely.
Christ, the more you get to love yourself. Because we find our identity through Christ.
Yeah, yeah. And you know why people say that God is omnipotent? Uh,
Omnipotent.
Omnipotent. You know why people say that? Is because we have a conscious. God can be anywhere at any given time, because inside of us we have a conscious. That conscious that tells us when we're about to do something bad is just it kind of comes in and tells us, oh, you're about to do this. Be aware.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
You know, and and that's what it is. We all have a conscience. We all can think.
Yeah.
And when we have that, that's why He can be anywhere. We have a piece of Him already inside of us.
Yeah, that little conscience which always comes at the right time.
Yeah.
Just before you're about to sin, make that you hear this little voice or you feel this
Mhm.
tension in your heart.
Yeah, you know you're about to do something bad, but you go ahead and do it either way. It's
That's the
it
Holy
happens. It happens to everyone, you know.
the Holy Spirit is omnipotent. He's everywhere. He's always seeking for you.
Mm-hmm.
He always wants the best for you. And sometimes you don't listen to him, you know. Because there's three attacks on the human being. There's the flesh, the devil, or the world. And we have to discern where this attack is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the flesh? You know, you see, you want it. Is it the world that's dragging you to uh, commit, you know, things, you know, fraud and things like this? Or is it the devil, which you're being very, you know, tempted to commit a heinous crime
Yeah,
act?
yeah. And for those who may be afraid of the devil, afraid of evil, um, there is nothing more to be afraid than the Creator. Do not be afraid of anything, because
That's right.
the Creator was the one who created it, right? And He knows. The
Yeah,
devil cannot do anything without the Creator's permission.
that's right.
And if God allows it, don't question it. Don't try to understand it, because our understanding, our comprehension cannot be compared to His. Sometimes a lot of things doesn't make any sense to us, but it doesn't mean that God doesn't know what He's doing or what He has allowed to happen. You
Yeah,
know?
God sees life, our life, in a big frame, in you know
Yeah.
everything in the big picture. We only see this moment,
Mm-hmm.
this hardship that we're going through, this whatever it is. We just see that instant, but God sees everything, and He knows why. Like He told
Mm-hmm.
Job, when Job was going through all this hardship, he said to Job, "Were you there when I created the heavens? Were you there when I created the stars and the sun? Were you there when I made all these things?" Because Job was questioning, "Why, God? Why is this happening to me?" And God responded, "Were you there when
Mm.
this happened, when this happened, when this happened?"
You know that something is very surprising that everything that we are living now, it already has passed.
Yeah.
We're not. There is nothing new under God's eyes, and there is nothing new under the sun. So our lives has already been lived before. Um, Nothing we can do now that is new to God, and that He wouldn't know.
Right.
You know, and the choice to pick Him, or the the that decision. There's a difference between choosing and decision. When you choose, it's because you have more than one option. You have A, B, and C. When you make a decision, it means that you have cut every other possibility and you have stick with one decision. So that decision of choosing him will be the best one for anyone.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's true. As I said earlier, um, when you make a choice to go to mass, you're leaving everything else. You are choosing this thing, and um, as I said, a lot of people don't choose going to mass because they choose something else.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a choice, you
The,
know.
yeah. They
We
put mass as a choice instead of just putting it as a decision. I made a decision to go.
Yes.
Cut everything else, and you just have that one decision,
Yeah. Yeah.
and everything else will flow. You choose, you choose Christ. Or you made a decision to follow Christ. He will make sure he takes care of everything that you have going on.
Exactly.
You take care of His, He will take care of you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we are gonna wrap up this episode. Thank you so much, Mr. Felix Carpio. And yes, we hope that everybody stay blessed and follow the best. And
Yes.
we're gonna see each other on the next episode.
And remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
This is Model Your Sainthood. We see each other on the next time. Bye.